Alright guys, this is a video that's a little bit late, but I'm going to show you here on how to make a mod. We're only just getting started really. This is a bit impromptu, kind of making it up as I go, so, forgive mistakes or anything. But, hopefully this will be fun, hopefully you learn something. So, if you follow my other guides, you should have, well in my case it's C, Angel Scaly Wings, the archive.rpa extracted into a folder called AWSW assets, and you should also have the mod tools installed. Right now we have no mods installed. I'm going to launch the game via the RimPy launcher. Wow, I have the hiccup, something bad. But you can use the stock game.exe if you want to. So what we're going to do is just click launch project just to show you no mods, and the first thing we're going to fix as well. Now you notice the screen appears, icon /py, we just skip it, and then we get the video which just skipped, and if we open mods all we can see is all we have is loaded as core. Simple enough. But we're going to get rid of the splash screen because it's quite annoying. So I'm just going to open this in a different folder for now. Different window. Mods. And we go into the toot mod folder, which should be linked in the description for download. We go into mod pack. And we have two options. We can turn on dev mode. If that's what you want, you can't have skip splash on then. Skip splash works via a bug. Kind of annoying really. So I'm just going to install skip splash because I don't want dev mode. I don't use it, but you might, and if you do, don't use skip splash. Copy. Paste. So now when we launch the game again, it will bring us straight to the title menu. If very slowly, there we go. And as you can see, here we are at the title menu. I don't know why this VM is so laggy, it's kind of annoying. So now, also in the toot mod, we have getting started, and we have pre-made init, which is a little file I made which will help you get started making a mod. All it's designed to do is hook onto an existing scene in the game, skip it, insert your own code. You can then jump back to a different scene in the game. Or you can just go back to where it hooked, if that's what you prefer. So we click copy, and we'll throw this in here. Pre-made init. And I'm going to rename this to what I want, and I'm going to call it toot mod. And now we open this. We will use Atom. I like Atom. I'm getting used to it. You can use whatever text editor you prefer. I have had bad luck using Notepad++. You can try it if you want to, but it's just giving me errors and I can't be bothered with it anymore. I used either Atom or Sublime. And here we are, and it gave us the welcome screens again, just to make all that go away. Go away. I don't care. Thank you. So it straight away opened our little sample file that we don't want. Goodbye. And we go into init. Here are our files. Yeah, here is what we need. So we have mod name. I'm going to call this toot mod. And under author name, I'm just going to put my username. And here we go. This is all we're really concerned with. The bootstrap label, which will be the label we will go to when we call our mod from the main screen. I'll show you why that's important later on by just simply not having a bootstrap label quite yet. We'll show you the importance of it. Main menu button, that'll either show or hide the main menu button. The jump from label, which is the point and code we're jumping from. The jump from scene, I'll show you how that works when we get there. the return to label, which will be the point of the game that we go back to. The return to scene. Again, I'll show you how that works. And the start label of your mod, which will be just the starting point of your mod, basically. It's very simple, and here's the code for how it works. Feel free to read it if that's what you want, but this is just to get you started doing stuff. And that's all we're going to do. So we are first going to just only work via the main menu button. So we're going to set this to true. And in here in sample, I'm actually just going to make my own folder, my own file. Don't save, thank you. To mod, delete sample, delete it. And then we're going to make a new txt, and we're going to call it toolmod.rpy. Change it. And here we are. This is where we're going to inject our own RenPy code. RenPy may seem complicated, really isn't. We're going to just go through some basics. You're going to have to learn some stuff yourself. There's plenty of resources out there. There's Lemosoft forums for this pretty good spot, to be honest. There's the documentation, which I'm sorry, Python, but your documentation is terrible. It's very confusing. Unless you know how to use it, you won't be able to use it. So what we're going to do here is we're going to make a label. You can think of a label as a container. It's very simple enough. And we're going to call this toolmod game. And cue it. So there's our label. So we copy our label name and we're going to paste that in here. It's very simple enough. And save. And in here we have to set the scene. So what we're going to do is go into our AWSW assets. Here they are. BG as for backgrounds. And we basically just kind of pick the background we want to use. There's quite a few backgrounds in here. We're just going to go to the cave 2. We're just going to go here. Why not? So we open images.rpy. So we go to our RPY file, and yes, I have asked Saunders if it's okay if I show you code. He says that he, she, it says it is. So we open images.rpy. I'm going to open this in Sublime. It's just easier rather than having another window of this open. So we're going to find cave 2. There we go. So okay. That's what it's called, cave 2, and points to bg cave2.jpg. And in our, so just to make sure this is correct, bg folder, cave2.jpg. And that's it, that's correct. So we're going to set the scene, cave 2, with fade. And with fade, what that does is essentially fades out where we were and fades in where we're going. Simple enough. No. I just want with fade, thank you very much. And so now, since what we're going to do is the date we're replacing is lorem's. I'm not sure if I already said that or not. Just for fun, see what happens. So we're going to have to show lorem, show the character sprite, and make him talk. Now, I made this little catalog of the AWSW character sprites. It's up in the GDoc, and should be linked to it in the description. So here we have lorem. We have the rest of the characters. There's 78 pages. It took like 3 hours to make this. So for the expressions of lorem, we have normal, normal B, happy, happy B, relieved, relieved B, sad, sad B, shy, shy B, think, think B. We're going to use normal. And we're just going to use regular normal. So we're going to say show lorem, lowercase. So that will show lorem. And we're going to show normal. And that'll be his expression. And then we go with dissolve. And what that's going to do is basically fade him into the scene without fading the entire scene. So then now what we have here is the Cave 2 background. Lorem is on screen. And what we're going to have to do now is make him talk. So as we see here, his character definition is LO. So we type in LO. Then we make him talk. And we say, hello there. How are you doing today? That's all we're going to make him say. So now what he's doing is now the text box appears and Lorem is talking to us. Simple enough. So now we're going to make a different expression. By default, he will appear in the middle of the screen. That's fine. We'll get to that bit later. So we're going to change his expression now to happy. So in order to do that, we can do it one of two ways. We can do show lorem happy with dissolve, and then go LO, whatever we want to say. But we can also go LO happy, and that'll change the expression. And then we can say, I'm so happy to be here. Simple enough. So now, like I said, we're going from, I don't know why I pointed the screen with my finger, you can't see my screen, you can't see my finger. We're going from LO normal, because that's the default loaded expression. And as the normal expression, he's saying, hello there, how are you today? And we're changing the expression then to happy, and he is going to say, I am so happy to be here. And that's all we're going to do for now. You'll see why. So we're going to say return, which will return to the previous point in code we were. In our case, it's just going to point back to here, and this will take over. Don't worry about it. You're just going to have to put that at the end of your code. Or maybe you don't. I'm not actually 100% to be honest. So let's try this out. So it's saved. It's in the correct folder. We cross our fingers, we click launch and hope it works, because I've tried this already and for some reason it didn't work. This is my second attempt at this video, and now we're going to click my mod and hope the game doesn't lag. Hooray, it actually loaded this time. I fixed the bug. So now, as we can see, we have the Cave 2 background, we have Lorem in normal expression saying, hello there, how are you today? Then we click next, and we have Lorem's happy expression. I'm so happy to be here. And then we click again, and we're back at the main screen. You may have noticed that during the time in the cave, the music was the main menu music. That was because we never stopped it, but we'll get to that when we talk to the bootstrap. Well, I had an idea, and I can't remember what I was going to do. I'm just going to play this again. How are you today? I'm so happy to be here. Yes, I remember now. What we're going to do is add a delay between the cave showing and Lorem speaking. So what we do there is we do a $sign. The $sign stands for single line Python code, because this is where we're going to jump from runtby to Python code. So we say runtby dot pause bracket, and we're going to do pause point of, we'll say for dramatization 5 seconds, and we're going to launch the game again. There we go. I'm going to click my mod, cave a load, hang around for 5 seconds. And here we are, here's Lorem talking to us. So that's runtby pause. I like to put You can put in a 0.5, which is half a second. Just makes it, just kind of polishes it up a little. Kind of nice. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to show you the importance of the bootstrap label when we're calling from the main menu. So what we're going to have him do is say our character's name. This will really show why this is important. So we're going to go back to, it doesn't actually matter. We're just going to say hello normal, and that'll move us back to the normal expression. And we're going to say square bracket player underscore name. Player name is a Python variable, and to show a Python variable in RenPy encode, we put it in a square bracket. So that's all we're going to have him do. We're just going to have him say our name. Save. We're going to this, click launch. Go out to launch. This is why we skip splash screen, because we'd be launching the game a lot. My mod. Hello there, how are you? I'm so happy to be here. Crash. And this is why we need the bootstrap label. Key error u.-player name. So what's happening here is it can't find the label player name. And what on earth is that noise? It's 2 AM and someone is like brushing their driveway. What on earth? What a weird world. So we click quit. Yeah, someone's brushing their driveway at 2 AM. What on... Okay. Someone clearly likes waking up to a clean driveway. So, as you may have noticed, we do have a little file called bootstrap. So we're going to drop that in. We're going to have a look at it. And we'll see single line Python code. C equals dynamic character persistent.player name. Color persistent.player color. Callback Rolly. Not sure what that means. But okay, who gives a shit? And here is where we're seeing the player name variable being set. It's being pulled down from persistent.player name. And this will stop the main menu music. It'll stop main menu music and main menu sound. We don't really need to block the sound. So we are going to rename this bootstrap. And we're going to call this bootstrap. And we're going to jump to, I already have it in clipboard. And we're just going to paste that there. And what's this? And this is going to do, the player name by default is defined when we click start. So it is not part of the default characters. So that's why we have to make it. This is the code. You can look it up in the game files if you really want to. Just use this code, save yourself the headache. This will stop the main menu music. And like I said, it'll stop the main menu sound. So what we're going to do is go back to our INIT. Not used to talking this long. I'm going to change this to the bootstrap label. Save. So when we click the main menu button, it is going to go to this label. It's going to look for this label, which is here, which is just going to set our player name, stop the main menu music, and then jump to our actual game, which is in here. What did I just do? I don't know how I did that. That's rather annoying. Okay, it's back to normal. And now we're going to launch the project again. And we're going to click my mod. Lorem normal. Hello there, how are you today? Lorem happy. I'm so happy to be here. Lorem normal. player name. And that is the player name I defined a while back. And now we click go. Here we are. Back to main menu. So he can say our name now. That's quite handy. So that's nice and everything, but we want it to work seamlessly with the game. That's where the rest of the stuff comes into play. But for now, I really need a shave. That's just a side note, take away that Adam needs a shave. So we go back to AWSW assets, which is where, there we go. I really forgot where this was. And we're going to have a look at our RPY files, and we're going to have a look in here. So we're looking for Lorm's first date. Now let's have a look and turn on our brains. We see a Dean 1, a Dean 2, a Dean 3, a Dean 4, a Dean 5, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 5. Bryce 1, Bryce 2, Bryce 3, Bryce 4, Bryce 5. Chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lorm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have all those. So given the fact that each character has 5 dates, it is very much safe to assume that a Dean 1 would be a Dean's first date. A Dean 2 would be a Dean's second date. Therefore, Lorm 1 is a Lorm's first date. So we're going to open this file. Here we are. Lorm 1. Okay. And this is where we are. You've seen the scene before, blah, blah, blah. I'm kind of surprised you want to meet me here. Don't take this the wrong way. Yeah, this is the first date. Very good. Very happy. So now, what we do is we take this label. Where are we? INRT. We take this label, Lorm 1. We take our game code, our game label, the label we made for our mod. We'll pop that in here. Click save. We'll ignore this for now. We'll get to that in a minute. And now we click launch project. Click start. I don't have a save pointed to the options. Yes, I want to skip ahead. And here we are at these options. I'm going to do a save here just to make my life easier. Wow, this is scary. 1. Oh, that's load. I'm an idiot. Okay. So back. So we're going to click meet with Lorm. Here we are at the cave. No music playing. My dog is choking on something as she does that. Lorm happy, Lorm normal, player name. And then it does this, and then it goes to the start. And here it is, playing as normal now. And we're going to click exit. That's exactly what we expected to do. So now I am going to show you what exactly the from label does. So hopefully we have more than 2 scenes. If not, I'm going to have to show you something else. These unfortunately don't count because it has to be within the root. It has to be within the root node, so we just need scenes outside of ifs and menus. I don't think they exist here because the background never changes. We're just stuck in a room with Lorm. It is quite miserable. Copy. Paste. Find. Go across. Well, where'd you go? What happened? I think Sublime crashed. Okay. Thank you, Sublime. That was so useful for you to crash right now. Find. Scene. Find. Don't crash. There we go. These are all within menus, so they don't count. And we actually don't have any other scene labels. In that case, we're just going to quickly change our targets to a Dean 1, as it's a little easier to understand. So we're going to go to Dean 1, copy, throw that in there. This is just to show you what exactly this does. So we have more scenes here. Find scene. So we have 1, 2. This would be, what would this be? That is our apartment. This would be this, and then show Dean. So what we wanted to do is kick in right after the Dean picture where she's standing there in the rain. So we count up our scenes. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we wanted to kick in on the 4th scene. So in here, from scene, why did this turn kind of highlighted blue? We're going to enter 4. And when we click launch, there we go. Load the options. Order some lunch. Okay, that was quick. And rain. And here's the CG of Dean holding a thing of food. Now we click next and we go to the cave. That's exactly what we wanted. So we click yes to quit. Sorry for the bit of an obscene example. It's just there's very little going on in Lauren's first date, unfortunately. And unless you want to just see a black screen for 1 second, it's kind of hard to show. So I'm going to go back to Lorem 1. Hopefully you understood the example of this. I'm going to explain it again. So in this case, in this example, Dean 1 is the label we are jumping from again, which is this label. Within the direct root of the label, outside of if statements and menus, we have scene 1, 2, 3, 4. And right after the 4th scene loads, as you saw, it flashed the apartment for just a second. It kicks in and goes to the cave. If I could just words. So that's why we enter the 4th there. So we want to kick in on the 4th scene. Hopefully that's easy to understand, as we're counting scenes. The modtools goes off of what are called nodes. There are several kinds of nodes within RenPy, but I've just geared up this init file to only really care about scenes. And and that is something we're going to get into a little bit more detail on when we're doing the return. So we're going to go back into Lorem 1, copy Lorem 1, drop that in here. I'm going to set this to 1. Yeah, I'm going to set that to 1. And so, just recap what this is going to do here is it's going to load this code, because this is outside of the scenes. It's only kicking in after the scenes. So it's going to set these variables for us. That's exactly what we want. Then we go down to these, which is setting the save files for the game, setting the name, and then we go in. Then we set in the Lorem 1 mood, which is Lorem date 1 mood, and that's an incremental counter that counts up every now and again, based off of stuff you say in menus. And then, because we set the 1, it is going to play this, which was just going to pause the scene at a black screen for a second, and then kick in after this. Actually, that might not be a good idea because we'll see the bar for a second, so I'm going to set that back to 0. And we'll just do our own black scene. So we set that back to 0. I'm going to make my own black scene. Scene black with fade. $sign for a single line Python code. NumPy.pause. 1 second. And so this is great and everything. We have added in a bit before the first lorem scene. Before the first bit of the lorem date loads. We insert our own code. But we are looking to replace lorem's date entirely. So in that case, what we're going to do is we're going to use our return to label. So we're going to see where this ends. Since we're replacing this whole thing, we have to figure out where this is jumping to. So here we are. This is just some basic checks for chapter 4 on play, chapter 1. We haven't played chapter 2, so it is going to go into this else, and it's going to jump to chapter 1 cars. And if we again turn on your brain, your brain is the most important thing you have. Turn it on. It will help you when you're doing this stuff. So chapter 1 cars, we're going to assume, make a guess, that would be in chapter 1.rpy. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to copy this. And we're going to search for it. Find chapter 1 cars. Look at that. Perfect. So label, chapter 1, cars. Beautiful. It's kicking in. So now, like I said before, are we worried about there is no scene directly in the root of the label? So what do? Because the way the init is geared up, it is set to hook onto a scene. Well, believe it or not, that was all accounted for. So if what's going on here, so we're just going to copy this over. Copy that over. And we have like I said, we have no scene in the direct root of the label. There is one in an if-else, and then that doesn't count because that's quite useless to us. It would have to be where the if-else is. So rather than just freaking out at you, what it does is it goes in and checks it, sees if any scene is in the root. If no scene is in the root, it won't use the scene nodes. What it'll do is use then is any node, which would be, in this case, probably right here. Either right here or right here, one or the other, I'm not sure. So then, what we do, that's exactly what we do. We leave that set to 0. We can set it to whatever we want. It actually won't, because it won't find a scene, it'll go jump into any other normal label, any other normal node. Wow, the side of my mouth is really sore from this little mustache I am growing. So that is saved. Now we click launch the game. And my dog is doing something. So now we click load our save, go on our magical day with lorem. My dog has entered the room. She is hopped up on the bed. I'm so happy to be here. No music, we'll fix that. Player name, blah. Moving on. And now, rather than jumping to the start of the actual lorem date, we have jumped back to this screen. Beautiful. Exactly what we want. So now we click X. And you may have also noticed no music playing here. So, what we do to fix that is rather simple. It would be great if the band would just stop for a freaking second. That'd be great. Okay. We go in here. So now we have to play music. So we jump to the start of this. So we jump up to the start of this and we look at what music file plays. So play music. I am going to go on a wild guess and say that plays music. mxfountain.ogg. So we go into AWS Assets, mxfountain.ogg. There's a lot of music. Fountain. Oh. Apparently I don't have some kind of media player installed on this virtual machine. I am just going to go get one real quick. Okay, so we have installed a Media Player Classic. We installed a media player. I can't believe I completely forgot to install a media player into this virtual machine. Play the file. What plays? This song. Isn't that great? So now, that is the song that plays. So play music, plays the music. That's the song we're going to play. Fade in. We'll start the audio at quiet and then slowly get louder over the course of 2 seconds. So we're just going to copy that line in its entirety. And we're going to throw that. I'm going to throw it in while if I can even words right now, while the cave is actually fading in. I'm going to throw it in there. You can throw it in afterwards if you prefer. Up to you. So now we also have to fix, I almost forgot. We have to fix the music because for some reason it's not playing. What music plays when we're at home? I honestly don't know what music plays when we're at home. In our little okay, I'm just gonna find the song. Okay, I'm just gonna look somewhere where we're not ready to look yet to find the name of this song. Alright, we're back. I found the name of the file. Found it off screen. And we're gonna copy this in place. Okay. This is the music file that plays when we're at our apartment. Since it doesn't automatically kick in when we go back to the apartment, we're going to start it from the mod before we return to the game code. And you may notice single line Python code, lorem scenes finished equals 1. That is part of the actual the filing of the game. So if we jump down to the bottom, as you can see here, lorem scenes finished equals 1. So we kind of have to include that for variable management for the game, so it doesn't kind of freak out at us. There's going to be other things we're going to look for. We'll get to them when we get there. So now when we launch the game, I'm going to click, no I'm not, I'm going to go the long way. Load. Lorem. And now we have music playing. Lorem happy to be here. Player name. Fades out. Plays our music here. Fading it doesn't do very well because I kind of just threw in the lines without much consideration for the loading and how nice everything seems. So, but we're gonna just ignore it and see what happens. So we should probably fade out the words. Probably fade out the cave. So that'll fade out the cave and then go to black and it'll just disguise it a little bit more. The flow is very important. If the flow of your mod from the game to the mod back to the game is off, people will notice and it looks choppy. Don't have your mod look choppy. It's not very nice. So now what we're going to do is we have music playing and we have a stock background from the game. However, you know, God only knows how many hours we've all spent collectively playing this game. We are absolutely shit sick of these backgrounds. We want our own, and we want our own music. So what we're going to do there is quite simple. And where's my desktop? Move this across. I have a little folder here. There's a song, and here's the a picture we're going to add. This is the picture we're going to add. Alright, that's nice. Whoa, what just happened? Okay. So I'm going to show you where you can get music and where you can get backgrounds for free. So, where we get music, where we get the backgrounds. We will have this link in the description. This is Uncle Mugen's free Vienna assets. You may recognize a few. Not gonna lie. There's a nice one that stands out. That one, that stands out. Oh, that's our bathroom. Yeah, as you can see, Sandra's kind of used free background that you can just download off of LMSoft forums. And you can too. And the best part about that is when it comes to adding your own backgrounds to the game, you add them from here. The stylization will basically just kind of carry over and it'll look like a normal background from the game. So just have a look through here. Not all the images that are available in this thread are included here. For some are included there. So what you're going to have to do, if we get to the bottom, is just have a look through the pages. I recommend starting from the last to the first, because there was a lot at the very end of it. So that's that. Where are we going to get music? Well, where we're going to get music is Mark Sparling. He has music tracks here for free. You can download all 70. And he also done some music for the Here's the Scaly Wings game, as far as I can tell, if it's the same person. And or we can go to Bandcamp, Crinkles, which also does a lot of background audio for the game. You should really consider buying these rather than just ripping them from Bandcamp. These are paid albums. Ooh, go away. This is free, just use it. And Freesound. Freesound, if you want. If you want free sound effects, you can just go here, make an account, and have a search for what you want. Nice and simple. Here is Mark Sparling's Bandcamp. I've said so many words I'm getting lost. This is the song I'm going to use. I have bought this album, we can use this song. I'm going to play the song. Yeah, that's the song. Doesn't that sound nice? So I already have this file downloaded. And what we're going to do is we're going to begin with just loading in the background image, and then we'll get into the audio. So we go into TootMod, and we have our little resource folder. If we check out our resource folder, in here we have a UI folder. In there is the little button, images for the button for my mod. And we're going to make our own folder. And we're going to call it, we'll just call it PG. And hit enter. And we're going to add in trainstationnoon.jpg. Now, what we can do is, we can do this multiple ways. So rather than doing this, what we can do is this. We can, if this is just handy if you're entering one or two backgrounds. Okay. So we can just say BG. That way slash. Don't use the other way slash, use a that way slash. I don't know what the backslash and forward slashes are. I'm an IT man, if you haven't guessed, and I don't know the difference. To me, both ways make... I don't fucking care, I'll just call it a that way slash. Trainstation.noon JPG. So what this will do is it'll reference into our resource folder. We can call this whatever the hell we want. Well, you have to call resource folder resource, but in here we can have whatever folders and files we want, and it'll be callable like it is part of the actual official game assets. We can just call them normally. So we can do it this way. However, I prefer to declare all my images, so I'm going to show you how to do that. So we're going to make a new txt. Okay, oops. I like to call it tootmod. Name of the mod underscore images dot rpy. Yes, change it. So tootmod images, we're going to open this, and we're going to declare our image. So we say image train station equals, and we're going to enter this. And we're going to enter that. That's how we do it. Nice and simple. Sorry, I just had to get comfy. So I'm going to save that. And what this is doing is we're telling Rempi, okay, we want to load an image. This is the name of our image. You can have additional tags after this. Usually that's reserved. Usually you'd reserve that for character expressions. You don't necessarily have to. And here is the path to our image. So now to call this, oh Jesus, go away. We're going to go to train station with fate. And we're going to launch the game. Because we're only showing that our image is loading, I'm just going to use the My Mod button on the main menu. And here we are, the train station. Ready to go on a magical journey somewhere in a world that might not actually have trains. I don't know if this world has trains. And now we're back, and we're spat back out to the main menu. So now the music. Music usually requires a few extra steps. In our case, it definitely does, because we have a .flac file. So we need to convert that. I recommend, as a free tool that's just very handy, Freemake audio converter. Use whatever audio converter you like. I'm going to use this one. So free download, save file, launch, run, go away. English. Whoops. There we go. Help me make better by no thank you. Custom installation, no desktop icon. Next. Next. No, we don't want any special offers, thank you very much. Next. And there we go. It's installed. Loading very slowly, if at all. It's a mystery. Oh, it's installing. Wasn't actually launching, it was just installing. Now it's launching. So Rempi seems to support a couple of types of audio, and we'll get into that in a minute. This is loading very slowly. Okay, so Rempi does support .mp3 file extensions. I don't recommend using the .mp3 file extension. It is actually a licensed file extension. Very bizarre. Highly unlikely anything would come of it, but just avoid it for your own sake. You can use .wav. Nobody uses .wav. You can use Opus, whatever the hell that is, I don't know. But you can use Opus audio file formats. But the one we're going to use is .ogg. With .ogg container is unlicensed, so you can use it for free. And there's no royalties, no nothing, so we're just going to use this. It'd be great if I gave it some files to convert. Yes, it would. Can I just drag and drop? I can. That's a feature I miss. I'm on Windows 10, and I swear to God, everything that says I support drag and drop, you drag in the files, it'll just ignore you. So here we are. We're going to say .to.ogg, and we're going to use this. Small, nice. We can increase the audio quality if we want to. Assuming, of course, that the source file is pretty good. In our case, it's the .flac. It is pretty good. Here is where we can save it to. And we're going to click this. And oh, goody. And we're going to put this directly into our resource folder. I'm going to make a new folder. I'm going to call it MX. And copy the path and paste the path there. And I'm going to call the file. I'm just going to call it case 3. C. We're just going to call it that. And we're going to click save. I'm going to click convert. This will take a while to convert to .ogg. Sometimes takes a while for some bizarre reason. Like I said, I do recommend .ogg or Opus. If you can find anything that converts to Opus, I haven't. So now we can click X on this. So now we have in our resource folder a folder called MX, which contains case3.ogg, which is the music file we want to play. So now we can enter MX and we can just change this to case_3, and that will actually play the audio. Quite simple. Personally, I like to declare my audio. I like to do this in images. I'm going to show you how. This is completely optional. You don't have to do this. And just to make sure I get it right, I'm just going to double check the actual line to declare it. And okay, we're back. So here is the file to declare our audio. Define audio dot. So we're telling you we're defining audio. Dot case3 would be the name of the audio file, as in referencing to it from Python, anywhere, GreenPy. Then we have, just get rid of that. Then we have the path to the file. And how we use this is just like images. We can go in here and we just change this to case3. Case3. Now case_3, just case3. And we're going to click save. And just make this a little bit smaller. So move this up. Go back to the launcher, launch project. Here we are. And we're going to click my mod, just for an example's sake. And here we are, our own custom background, our own custom music, our own expressions, our own talking, and he can say your name. Isn't that great? So, yeah, that is very much the basics. You can really get started with this. Hopefully I showed you well how to use the file. We're going to just quickly run over it again. This would be our bootstrap. This we'll call our bootstrap label. Our bootstrap label right now, all this does is declare our character, but if there's any variables from the game that are generated as the game goes by that you will need, then you would actually declare them here. It's quite handy. So, and when we don't want the my mod button anymore, what we just do is set this to false, capital F, capital T, and so we're going to I'll show you that in a sec. The jump from label, the point in the actual stock game code that we're jumping from. The jump from scene, which number of scene, the scene we're jumping from is represented as a number. The return to label, the label of code we're jumping back to. Return to scene, if the label we're jumping back to actually has a scene, we would be telling it at which point to jump back to. And the start label of your mod, which is very much just the starting point of your mod. Hopefully that actually did shed a bit of light on things. Now we're going to launch the game again just to show you that the main menu button is gone. Click just running launch. And here we are. And the My Mod button is gone. Okay, that was fun. Now, let's check. No, we don't have to check that. Now in the toot mod folder, what I'm going to do is actually include the mod we've made here in the video. I'm going to include this. You can go in, you can check it out, and you can have a look. And just to show you, this is actually the code you will be getting. I am going to leave a nice little message for you. Comment, hashtag for the comment. Hello there, person reading this. This is actually the mod we made here together in a YouTube video tutorial. And I'm going to put that into every file. I'm going to put this above. Second rent by code. The comment, which is just basically, I call it muting a line. That's what that's going to do, is the compiler is just not going to see that line. Just put a hashtag in front of it. And itchy ear. I'm going to save this. Save this. Save this. Save this. So that's that. Now, I am going to show you something I was working on in practice for this. I've been recording for an hour. Wow, I am not looking forward to editing this video. So I am going to open this as a new window. We are very much finished with toot mod as is, so we're going to make that go away. We are going to uninstall toot mod. Where are we? Toot mod. Oh no, wrong file. Getting started. No, also wrong file. PG. Might be wrong file. It is wrong file, but we can get there from this file. So here we have toot mod. I am going to take that out. I am going to open up my documents, and we are going to run through some code for a mod I've been tinkering with in practice for this video. And that is the lorem better date mod, which that's why we targeted lorem. So we're going to uninstall this, install this, very simple, and we're going to have a quick look at the files. If I can just make all these go away. I hate the fact that these open. There's probably a way of changing it, and I'm just lazy. So here we are. So here is there's our file. So we're calling it lorem's better date 1 by me. So here is our bootstrap label, and we have the menu button turned on. Here's our jump from lorem 1 0, return to chapter 1 cars 0, and the start label of our mod is BLD lorem 1. So if we check our images, as you can see, we have a couple of images. And if we check our bootstrap, here's our bootstrap, basically the same thing as we made. And here is our game. So what we're going to do is just quickly run through this together. I hope you're looking forward to this. So date status is just a little variable I put in there to basically keep track of how the date is going. And it's just basically, I don't think I'll ever finish this mod. I literally made it in prep for this video just to show some stuff. And we're going to run through some stuff. And the roof of my mouth is very itchy. So we're going to go to AWSW assets. And so what we're doing here is we're declaring our variable. We're saying rempy pause for half a second. Play music case 3, which we already heard. Rempy.pause 1 second. And then we're going into scene town 7 with fade. Alright, what's town 7? So we're going to go into PG. I'm going to have a look at, I'm going to guess out. I honestly don't know where it is in the files. Okay, town 7. Here we are, we're going to go to this. And then Lorem's going to say, oh, hi, player name, which is going to be our name. And we'll have an option of menu will be our option menu, and we will have the options of, well, I'm here now, sorry for being late, I wasn't planning to show up. And you can see all the dialogue pretty laid out very clearly. Now, one thing I would like to show you is this. If you want to put a double quotation mark, you're going to have to put a this way slash. Well, I'm going to call it a that way slash in the before it, and that's just going to that'll just put it in. Now you may be wondering what the I's do. I think HTML also does this. Curly bracket I and then curly bracket end I. That is italic text, which is the slanted text. Now W, going to be wait. So what it's going to do here is it's going to say 3 dots, wait for you to click, put another 3 dots, wait for you to click, put another 3 dots without actually having that spread out across a few things. So now we're going to go to the train station and we're going to play sound of our walking. We're going to go to scene black with fade. And pause pausing the game for 1 second. NVL clear is, we'll get to NVL. That's just going to clear our like a narration screen. And we're going to say Windows show, which is going to be our narration screen. N will be our kind of our narrator for our narration screen. So he's just going to talk for a bit. You can see the dialogue there. And I'm going to show you how this works. But it's very much, we walk along quiet streets. I noticed Lorem's is taking the quiet streets. I guess he doesn't like crowds all that much. Window hide, which will hide the window. NVL clear, which will clear the text on the screen. I do recommend clearing a before and after, just to make sure there is no text. So then we're going to scene train station. Pause for half a second. We arrive, and almost immediately we are stopped by Sebastian. And here we have show Lorem, normal flip. So if we have a look at our catalog, okay. Show Lorem, normal, and our alt is a flip. So that is an additional image tag, and what that will do, if it's available, it will flip the character on its y-axis, which basically means the character faces the other way. Now, at position xpos 0.25, which will basically put the center of the image, so imagine a line going down the middle of the image, 1/4 of the screen in from the left. Yes, the left. So RenPy measures everything off the top corner. So this down here would be our this is our y-axis, this is our x-axis. So what we're telling it is to go across about 1/4 of the way, which would be about here. Yeah, that's where that'll spawn in. It's very simple. And at Sebastian, normal B. So if we do a quick search for Sebastian, here we have Sebastian, normal B, which is Sebastian and his little hat, at position 0.75, which will put him 3/4 of the screen in from the left, with dissolve as its own line underneath, which will put a style on the, I think style is such the complete wrong word, which will actually fade in the 2 sprites at the same time. And then Sebastian will talk to us. And now, because we want Lorem to be flipped, we are going to have to put the flip alt, or tag, if you will, in after every single one of his expressions. So Lorem relieved, which is his kind of frowny thing. Yeah, relieved. This kind of his looking down, I are sad kind of thing. Flip, and as we see, we have a flip alt available to us. So that's exactly what's going on. Sebastian is changing his expression. Alright, so here we have options. Here we have menu, so this will make a menu appear, and we can say, it's alright, we'll just go somewhere else. We'll be real quick. And no, he can't. And the deco move of he'd be fired if he tried. And then that just goes on to basically me playing around with stuff. This is very much where the mod ends so far. Okay, now we're back. And so yeah, these are our options. And we're going to quickly run this. Just to show you that this is available. So we're going to launch the game. Oh, my mouth is so dry. Isn't it nice not having the splash screen? We're going to click my mod, which will go straight into our thing. And we're going to just do a quick playthrough, just to end happily. And hopefully you like this music. Hopefully it suits Lorem. I think it does. Thank you for meeting me. I was worried you weren't going to show. I didn't exactly do a full grammar check, so if this thing's wrong with it, ignore it. And would we be a dick? Or would we be nice? We'd be a dick. Nah, we won't. We'd say, I am here now. And he's happy. Yes, you are. Let's try to do something fun. I look forward to it. This town, it may be serene, however, there isn't exactly much here to see. What do you propose? Let's go somewhere else. A mini holiday, if you will. Sounds like it could be fun. How do we get anywhere, and where are we going? Dot, 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 dot. I know where we'll go, but it's going to be a surprise. As to how we get there, well, considering you can't fly, I guess we'll take the train. The train? We have trains? Yes, of course we do, just not many. The station isn't far, follow me. We walk along the quiet streets. I notice Lorem is taking the quiet streets. I guess he doesn't like crowds all that much. So here I am, following a dragon to a train station to go to some random unknown place. I don't know what decisions I made in life to lead me here. At least he seems nice, even if he isn't, a good kick will knock him out. I see the train station in the distance. We are almost there now. We arrive, and almost immediately we are stopped by Sebastian. I'm sorry, you two. I am not going to do a voice. That was terrible. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, you two, but I have to stop you. All we are going to do is ride the train somewhere. Yay, I never done a grammar check. Not yet, anyway. Lorem, you know the town put limitations on citizens travelling in and out of the town. I rode the train a while back without a problem. Well, Lorem, it's not you I have to convince from travelling. So, you're stopping Adam? It's so weird to say my name. Can you even do that? And we have options. And this isn't finished. This is boring. This is just outright mean. So we're going to pick this one. Come on, Sebastian, I'll survive. I can't stop you from going, but honestly, I think it's a bad idea. So can we go? Yes, you can. Eee! I am sorry to anybody who just heard that. I'm sorry. Have a safe journey. Kiss his hand. You're such a sweetheart. And away he goes. Let's go wait for the train. This is basically the end of the mod. Wow, we went out in the middle of nowhere. Okay, that's basically where the mod ends, so we're just gonna kinda continue through this. This was stuff I was playing with. And now we're back in the main menu. So, yeah, this has been fun. I've been wanting to do this video for a long time. I'm sure you know how to contact me. There's 2 Discords, be listed in the description. I'm on both. You can find me there if you need me. Feel free to ask me questions. I'm always willing to help somebody if you need it. If you're actually putting effort in, I'll help you. I don't know why I keep looking at the screen that just shows my voice. I just do. So yeah, I hope you find the mod tool useful. Come on, open the sesame. There we go. I hope you find the init file I've made for you actually useful. Hope somebody actually uses it, because I know the mod tools can be a bit confusing. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you learned something in this hour-long video, possibly the longest video I've ever made. So, goodbye.